Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Antara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Sarvada Bhaktivinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Put the cartels back. Yeah, thank you. So today reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Chapter 5, text number 14. Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Everyone's got it on their phone. Chapter 5, text 14. Yes, chapter 5, text 14. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so na kartavyam na karmani lokasya sachi prabha na karma phala samyagyam so bhavastu pravetate kartavyam naka karmani na kartavyam na karmani lokasya sajiti prabho na karma phala samyogyam sabhavastu pravatate na kartavyam na karmani lokasya sajite prabho na karma phala samyogam sabhavascha tu pravatate. Anyone wants to try? Na kartivyam karmani lokascha chajate prabho na karma phala samyogam svabhavascha pavatarate. Okay, anyone want to try? Okay, I'll go for the word for word then. Na, never. Kartavyam, proprietorship. Na, no. Karmani, activities. Lokasya, all the people. Sajati, creates. Prabho, the master of the city or the body. Na, no. Karma phala, with the results of activities. Samyogam, connection. Sabhava, the modes of material nature. To, but. Pravartate, act. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada. The embodied spirit master of the city of his body does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. Srila Prabhupada's purport. The living entity, as will be explained in the 7th chapter, is one of the energies or natures of the Supreme Lord, but he is distinct from matter, which is another nature called inferior of the Lord. Somehow or other, the superior nature, the living entity, has been in contact with material nature since time immemorial. The temporary body or material dwelling place which he obtains is a cause of varieties of activities and the resultant reactions. Living in such a conditional atmosphere, one suffers the results of activities of the body by identifying himself in ignorance with the body. It is ignorance acquired from time immemorial that is the cause of bodily suffering and distress. As soon as the living entity becomes aloof from the activities of the body, he becomes free from the reactions as well. As long as he is in city of the body, he appears to be master of it. But in actuality, he is neither his proprietor nor controller of his actions and reactions. He is simply in the midst of the material ocean, struggling for existence. The waves of the ocean are tossing him, and he has no control over them. His best solution is to get out of the water by transcendental Krishna consciousness. That alone will save him from all turmoil. Om Agyanti Mandasya Gana Salakaya Chaksul Milita Mena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapita Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadari Sapdantikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasta Chaya Satayane. So there are different kinds of transcendentalists. There is in India specifically, there is the impersonalists and impersonalists. So both accept scripture, but the personalists accept the line of scripture coming from the parampara, which is authorized of spiritual teachers coming from Krishna 5,000 years back. Whereas the impersonalists, they have their understanding of they take one line of thought which is coming from Sankaracharya. Whereas even in line of personalism, in line of parampara, like Srila Prabhupada, he glorified Shankaracharya because even Lord Chaitanya glorified Shankaracharya because Shankaracharya had a purpose to fulfill in the material world. So the sequence of events goes like this. Before Lord Buddha's coming, animal killing was very rampant in the world. And people were becoming diverted and degraded. So Lord Buddha came to stop this animal killing. And in order to do that, because people were misusing the scriptures for animal killing. So Lord Buddha denied the scriptures. So in order to bring the mass of people back to the line of spiritual understanding, Shankaracharya came in. And Shankaracharya is Lord Shiva. So Shankaracharya came and preached his impersonalist philosophy he had two purposes. One is to bewilder the demons, and the other one is to reintroduce the scriptures back. And after him, Ramanujacharya came. And Ramanujacharya preached the line of personalism and service to devotees. Then Madhvacharya came after that, and he preached the defeat of Mayavad philosophy and the worship of the deity as not different from Krishna. And then Nimbakacharya and Vishnu Swami, they preached the more intimate pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. So the Srila Prabhupada explains the predicament of those who follow the impersonal path, how their perfection is not 100%. And he explains like this, he says, because many religions, this is the thing with other religions also, like other religions like Christianity, Islam, even in Hinduism, they accept God as energy. They don't see him as a person. And Srila Prabhupada explains in one of his lectures in the second canto, chapter 3, text 20, he explains how this impersonalist philosophy came in to, they use this so they can do their sense gratification of independently enjoying in this material world. That's why if they accept Krishna as a person, then the enjoying they cannot do. So they justify this by saying God is energy. But Prabhupada gives a high understanding on this. He says, if someone thinks that Krishna is energy, then that will not give him full satisfaction. Because Krishna has three aspects to him. Like the sun, he's got the sun god, sun planet, and sunshine. So sun god is Krishna. He's full of six opulences: wealth, strength, beauty, knowledge, renunciation, fame, and knowledge. Wealth, strength, fame, knowledge. Wealth, strength, fame, knowledge, renunciation, and beauty. Yeah, so six opulences at one time. So the Parabrahmana feature is a secondary aspect, which is Krishna as a witness in everyone's heart. And the Brahman feature is the effulgence coming from Krishna's body. So the example of the Brahman feature, what people aim for, is accepting God as energy, is like, example is given. If someone was asked to someone was given a house with everything in it, but the condition is you have to live on your own. No one will accept. Because we are social beings, we want relationships. So Brahman is being on your own in the energy. So unless the connection of Krishna is there, the perfection will not come. So there are certain yogis who do this austerity of understanding, and they're not the body, but they only achieve the Brahman feature, because Prabhupada explains in the purpose of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita that unless one accepts a spiritual master, then it will be hard to distinguish between the soul and super soul. People generally outside merge the super soul with soul. The thing is one. So having a teacher on the spiritual path is very helpful. An example is given, just like a doctor. There's so many books one can buy outside about how to be what it means to be a doctor, but unless one gets trained under a proper system of teachers, then one will not be qualified to be a doctor. So even when one is going to be a doctor, they have 3 doctors to analyze a person whether he is qualified. The same thing in spiritual life. If we have to be under a spiritual teacher, and he will train us in a way that we can come to the understanding about who is Krishna, and he will help us to understand how we are not the body. So there's a quote by Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, interesting quote. He says, important understanding why you're not the body. Who is learned? So he says, a devotee of the Lord whose intelligence is illuminated with Vedic knowledge is actually learned. The Shastras state, Pandito Bandhu Moksha, Moksha Deya Aham Buddhi. A wise man is one who knows the process of freedom from bondage, and the fool is one who identifies his material body and mind. Srimad Bhagavatam 11, 19, 41, 42. One who considers the material body the self is certainly a fool, even though he may be certified educated. Mundane scholars are aware only of mundane sound vibration. Since they are conditioned by Maya and consider the body the self, they are unable to realize the scriptures' actual purport. Because Srimad Bhagavatam and other various literatures are non-different from the Supreme Lord, they are understood and realized only by devotion. Since the proud mundane scholars are devoid of devotional service to the Lord, they are intoxicated by false ego. Therefore, how will such proud people understand the comprehensible purport of the Shastras, headed by Srimad Bhagavatam, which are non-different from the Lord? Can an idol maker see the Lord's deity form? If wealth, beauty, height, birth, and learning are not attributed to proper candidates, they cause ruination. For non-devotees, they are as good as death. They give anxiety, cause material existence, and enhance the false ego. For devotees, however, they are ornaments and do not produce anarthas. The meaning of the Shastras and the meaning of material sound vibration is not the same. The Shastras appear to contain mundane words, but they are full of transcendental sound vibration. They are the incarnation of Supreme Lord. Therefore the Mahajans said that transcendent subject matter is inconceivable. The Shastras can be realized only by a devotee practicing devotional service and not by worldly economic learning. So we can see how knowing the philosophy is one thing, but practicing is higher. So the practice can only be done if one has the association of devotees. There's an English saying, a person is known by his association. So Prabhupada was asked the question, how can one become an advanced devotee? And Prabhupada gave the example. He said, if you associate with drunkards, you become a drunkard. If you associate with devotees, you become a devotee. So and then in the Nectar of Devotion, it explained how mercy is given in three ways: through instruction, through glance, and through blessing. So this Krishna consciousness is a science, and if one stays around people who are advancing on the spiritual path, one will get special blessings. The example is given, even in the outside world, it's not like with one's strength one can live by oneself. One gets blessing around people around them, isn't it? Friends help them, like that. So, same thing in spiritual life, that we get blessings of those who are practicing around us. Only thing in spiritual life is you feel more situated properly because you're in your natural position. Because as living entities, we are spiritual by nature, and this material contact is a foreign thing to us. Because of conditioned nature for many lifetimes, we identify with the body. Example is given, just like being a citizen. It's not like the people in general ask for to be a citizen of any country. The government gives the citizen title. Example, like animals, you don't get them to become citizens. You don't give them citizen titles. But we accept it because it's given by government, high authorities. But on the spiritual path, there's different titles given for someone who's advancing on the spiritual path also. But unfortunately, in the material world, because people are covered by the three modes of nature, goodness, passion, ignorance, and they're affected by three kinds of miseries: body and mind, other living entities, and natural disturbances. And also this material world is full of ignorance. So ignorance is very strong here. And also the other thing is the body we have is full of ignorance, is temporary, and is full of misery. So with these things, it's very hard to come to the proper understanding about approaching Krishna. Now Prabhupada says in the 18th chapter, unless one has done austerities in previous lifetimes, to accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord will be difficult. And then the other point is given, if one is poor in knowledge about the soul, and one has to be from lamentation. If one is not free from lamentation, understanding the soul will be very difficult. So, if one is not free from lamentation, understanding about the soul will become very difficult. So, the only way to understand this understanding about Krishna is from a devotees. Because it says even demigods who are very knowledgeable in higher planets, even they can't fully understand Krishna. So, and if one doesn't understand Krishna, then understanding the soul becomes automatic. Because this is the difference between the impersonalists and personalists. The Mayavadis or the impersonalists, they deny good eatables. They're in denial. Whereas a devotee of Krishna knows that Krishna likes nice vegetables. He offers these things to Krishna. He takes fruits, milk, like that. But the impersonalist, he's in denial. So he loses the higher taste. He falls down. And the other thing is, in general, people in the material world, they don't like to talk about death. They're just out of their vision, they don't even like to talk about it. Whereas for the devotees, they step over death. Because the devotees understand that they are not the body. And they understand that this material world is like a dream. Example is given, just like if you're sleeping at night, the dream you have is very short. You don't think about it during the day. The daytime is just a little longer dream. Nothing is permanent in this world. Everything's changing all the time. And the other side is the material world is like quicksand. So everything changes so quickly. So the only permanent things which are here are the Vaishnavas and the holy name. Everything else is temporary. In the human form of life, we have this higher intelligence of discrimination. Animals go by instinct. So in the human life, one can become self-realized. That's the advantage of the human form of life. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, ye tamam prapadyante tamste abhajiyam mamanumantante manusham partha savasaha. As they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. So, from a higher point of view, everyone is serving Krishna, directly or indirectly. So, material world is like a prison house. Some people are in gold chains, some are in silver chains, some are in iron chains. But everyone is chained up here. No one's free, completely free. So the only freedom one can get if one surrenders to Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the teachings of Queen Kunti, he says, let's see if I can find it. Yeah. So Prabhupada explains here the struggle in the material world, which is no one has complete freedom. So the word anaparvagya indicates that Krishna's prowess is without deterioration. This word is the opposite of the word parvaga. Jai Shri Radha Gokunanda ki jai. Sitaram Lakshman Gonitai ki jai. The word anaparvagya indicates that Krishna's prowess is without deterioration. This word is the opposite of the word parvaga, which refers to the path of material tribulation. According to Sanskrit linguistics, the word parvaga also refers to the Sanskrit letters pa, ba, and ma. Thus, when the word parvaga is used to refer to the path of material tribulation, its meaning is understood through words beginning with these 5 letters. The letter pa is for parishrama, which means labor. In this material world, one must work very hard to maintain oneself. In Bhagavad Gita 3.8, it is said, Sarira yatrapi cha tu patesyanti akarmana. One cannot even maintain one's own body without work. Krishna never advised Arjuna, I am your friend, I shall do everything. You just sit down and smoke ganja. Krishna was doing everything, but still he told Arjuna, you must fight. Nor did Arjuna say to Krishna, you are my great friend, better you just fight and let me sit down and smoke ganja. No, that is not Krishna consciousness. A God-conscious person does not say, God, you please do everything for me, let me smoke ganja. Rather, a God-conscious person must work for God. But even if one does not work for the sake of God, one must work. Without work, one cannot even maintain one's body. This material world, therefore, is meant for parishrama, hard labor. Even a lion, although king of the beasts, must still look for its own prey in the jungle. It is said, Na hi saptaya samaya pravayanti mukha mriga. A lion cannot think, since I am a king of the forest, let me sleep, and all the animals will come into my mouth. That is not possible. No, sir. Although you are a lion, you must go and search for your food. Thus even the lion, although so powerful, must endeavor with great difficulty to find another animal to eat. Similarly, everyone in this material world must work with great difficulty to continue his life. Thus, pa indicates parishrama, labor, and pa is for palena, which means foam. While working very hard, a horse foams at the mouth. And similarly, human being must also work hard in this way. Such hard labor, however, is vitaya fertile, and this is what is indicated by the letter ba. Ba indicates bhaya, fear. Despite working so hard, one is always somewhat fearful that things will not be done as he desires. The nature of the body is that it involves eating, sleeping, mating, and fearing. Adira nidra bhaya mathuna cha. Aha nidra bhaya mathuna cha. Although one may eat very nicely, one must consider whether one is overeating, so that he will not fall sick. So that he will not fall sick. Thus, even eating involves fear. A bird while eating looks this way and that way, fearful that some enemy may coming. And for all living entities, everything finally ends in death, mrityu, and this is what is indicated by the letter ma. The word pravaga and its component letters pa, ba, and ma indicate hard labor, parishrama, foam at the mouth, palena, frustration, vitaya, fear, bhaya, and death, mrityu. This is called pravaga, the path of material tribulation. Apavaga, however, indicates just the opposite, the spiritual world, where there is no labor, no foam, no frustration, no fear, and no death. Thus Krishna is known as Anaparvaga Virya, for he shows the path of the spiritual world. Why should one suffer from these 5 kinds of tribulations? Because one has a material body. As soon as one accepts a material body, whether it is that of a president or common man, a demigod or a human being, an insect or Brahma, one must go through these 5 tribulations. This is called material existence. Krishna comes therefore to show one the path of apavarga, freedom from these tribulations. When Krishna shows this path, we should accept it. Krishna says very clearly, surrender unto me, I shall give you apavarga. Aham tvam sarva prapabhya moksha masucha. I shall give you protection. And Krishna has the power with which to fulfill this guarantee. So, Srila Prabhupada gives a very good example on this point. He said, in the 3rd canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is Kadama Muni, he's just a jiva like us, but he was a yogi. And for his daughter Devahuti, for his wife Devahuti, he made a big airship with like a city. And he took her to the heavenly planets, where the demigods have their pastimes in the heavenly planets. So Prabhupada gives an example. He said, if Kadama Muni could do that, and he's a jiva like us, what to say about what Krishna can do through the holy name? Holy name is not different from Krishna. So if we chant the holy name, imagine what benefit we get from that. The benefit will be so much unlimited. So, even when practicing Krishna consciousness, sometimes devotees may go through difficulties, but these difficulties are minimized by Krishna to a large extent. And the reason why Krishna doesn't take away completely difficulties, because he wants to remind us about the material world, that is not our home. Because he doesn't want us to settle down here. He wants us to come back to him. So he may give some reminders a little bit here and there. So we turn to him more and more. And if we take to chanting seriously, the association of devotees, then we are it's like having a spiritual shield around yourself. Maya cannot enter. The devotees are like swan-like. Swans like to live in clean places. They don't live in dirty places. Crows live in dirty places. They look for garbage. So people who are not practicing devotional service, they're like crows. They're just looking for garbage. So the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to make the crow-like people into swan-like people. So we can see that's happening in front of our eyes. We can see how Krishna consciousness movement is spreading, and from all communities people are taken to this path. So Srila Prabhupada says in one of his lectures, he says, if people cannot recognize how the Krishna consciousness movement is spreading, then they are animals, because they're just eating, sleeping, waiting, defending, like animals do. Prabhupada gives another higher understanding on this. One time the devotees were here in the early years, and Prabhupada told all the devotees, all of you can leave now. So many books have gone on, so much preaching has been done. And Prabhupada said, I don't want you to leave, but I want you to get the credit. But if you all leave, the Krishna consciousness movement will not stop. Because Lord Chaitanya has predicted that his movement will spread in every town and village of the world. So if you don't take the credit, someone else will come and take the credit. But the mission will continue. So we can see how the other example is how when Prabhupada was in India and he was spreading this mission, in the beginning he found it difficult because no Indians were supporting him. Prabhupada wanted one son. He asked for one son give me one son, I'll make him a Brahman. But no one gave. Then when Prabhupada came to the West, America, Prabhupada started preaching about Lord Chaitanya. And the Western people took it very easy. And because of that, because Lord Chaitanya is very merciful, he says by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, the difficult things become easy. And without his mercy, the easy things become difficult. And because people accepted that, they became devotees very quickly. So we can see from this how. And the other thing is, Lord Chaitanya says in Chaitanya Mangal, that in my time, because whoever saw Lord Chaitanya in his time became devotees of Krishna. He converted all the people who he saw within his time in India. He traveled throughout India. They all became devotees of Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya said, the people who I could not capture in my net, in the future I'm going to send my Senapati Bhakta, chief command the army. And he's going to spread the holy name of Krishna around the world. He'll capture the rest of the people. So this is Srila Prabhupada. So this is a golden opportunity. If we take to this Krishna consciousness movement, take the association of devotees, take to the practice, then life is not very long in Kali Yuga. Life is very short. Before leaving your body, you go, even within the body you're in, you enter the spiritual world. Then what to say about when you leave the body, you go back to Krishna. Any questions or comments? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. No, actually, in Surrender Unto Me by Burijan Prabhu, he goes further into this point. He explains it further. He says, there's three doers. There's nature, material nature, the soul, and super soul. So, the soul has the capacity to desire. So, example is given, just like the son wants to carry do weightlifting or something. He can't do it, but the father lifts up the weight for him. So the example is given like, if the desire wasn't there of the son, the father wouldn't have done it. So, ultimately everything is happening under Krishna's sanction. But for different living entities, Krishna is sanctioning for them to fulfill their desires. And the reason why Krishna allows that to happen, sometimes against to rectify the living entities.
So you're saying that the soul desires, the super soul allow
Sanctions.
What is the role of material nature?
That's just by media. By media, yeah. Material nature, Prabhupada explains, Mayadevi is Krishna's police agent. She's Krishna's police agent. So she sees anyone who's eager for getting Krishna's mercy, initially she will test them. But then once she sees they're ready, she'll get directly to Krishna. But if someone is not eager for that, they're not open to serving Krishna, then she has two potencies. Patiyashmika and Badiyatmika. The Patiyashmika covers the vision, Badiyatmika throws the living entity. So, so at some point the jiva will wake up, isn't it? He'll wake up from his sleep, right? The whole purpose of punishment is to rectify someone, isn't it? That's the purpose of punishment, right? So at some point the jiva will wake up.
So could we say in relation to, because the verse says all is enacted by the movement of material nature, so the soul desires, the super soul sanctions, but the material nature provides the material for that action.
So it's
Or not.
yeah. There's a saying, first deserve, then desire. So according to the person's karma, he gets facilities given to him.
The material nature provides the facilities
Yeah,
for the desire of the soul to be fulfilled by the sanction of the soul.
yeah, like that. Yeah. So unless a devotee intervenes, it's hard for people to come out of that entanglement of the material nature. So there's 4 direct manifestations of the Lord in this world, which are present at all times. The deity form, the holy name, Mahaprasad, and the Vaishnava. So they're present at all times to give mercy to the fallen souls. Like that. Right. Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's like Prabhupada said to the devotees one time. He said, the devotees told Prabhupada, we were brought up with bad habits, right? We didn't have any good habits, meat eating, intoxication, gambling, sex. So what brought us to Krishna consciousness? And Prabhupada said, I am your good fortune. Isn't it? So like that. It's the mercy of the devotees that help us go forward. Without that, it's difficult to go forward. And then Shankar Prabhu gave a good point. I heard one of his classes today. He was saying how he gave the example, like he said, Prabhupada will give classes and sometimes thousands of people will be there. Other times there won't be so many people. And he gave the example, same thing. He said sometimes many people are there, sometimes not many. But he still speaks because that's pleasing to Krishna. So just by giving the class, Krishna is pleased, so blessings are automatically there. So it's like that. Because we do it because we helping people connect to Krishna, right? So just by that, Krishna is pleased and everything becomes easy. So Krishna sees our service attitude. And then from that everything becomes easy.
So you're saying that just the actual activity of Shravana or Kirtana is pleasing to Krishna, is a service to Krishna, whether somebody hears or not.
Yeah, the Agyata Sukriti builds up, spiritual piety builds up. And then,
Was it Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati that said, if nobody is there, you just talk to the four walls?
yeah, it's like the service mood is important, Like there was one devotee who won a book distribution in America somewhere, and he found it difficult on that day. Before in other days he do many books, but this one time he went, he just did one book or something. Then he got put off. He never went to that town again. And from that town, one devotee joined the temple. And he told that devotee, he said, "You know who I am? You're the one who gave the book to me. Now I've joined the temple." So Krishna sees your service mood, isn't it? The result is secondary. It's like Bhakti Rasa Mittamaya told a story how in Chopati they did a university program. Only one person came. But then they continued the program. Next time, from that one person, he made so many people join the temple. So Krishna sees your service mode. The results are secondary.
So how we can, well, we need to keep reminding ourselves, especially during Sankirtan. You know, if we go and nobody takes fruits, you know, we have to keep reminding ourselves that result is secondary.
Yeah, you just try your best.
And doing the service, that's it. And doing the service.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Main thing is you have good sadhana, chanting is there, and you regularly hear lectures with Prabhupada's books, and whatever service you can do is you try your best. That's it. I think we should stop. Nearly 7 o'clock. Srimad Bhagavad ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna. Put this in here together. Okay.
I know what you want, I know.
Jaya Gora Chandre Arati Koshoba Jaya Gora Chandre Arati Koshoba Jannavita Tavane Jangamana Loba Janavita-tavane Jagana-loba Janavita-tavane Jagamana-loba Janavita-tavane Jagamana-loba Jakine Nitachan Pamegarara Jakine Nitachan Pamegarara Nikate Advaita Srinivas Pradara Nikate Advaita Srinivas Vasi Acengorachan Vadna Simbasane Vasi Acengorachan